Picture a busy open plan office on a typical Monday morning. Now, imagine half of those people disappearing in an instant. The people are gone, but their work remains. Those abandoned projects, unread emails, and daily responsibilities are quietly scooped up and dropped squarely onto the desks of the employees who survived the cut. There is usually no heads up. Nobody sits down to negotiate new deadlines or adjust performance expectations. An email simply arrives announcing a restructure, asking everyone to absorb the extra workload. To the executives looking at a spreadsheet, operations appear lean and streamlined, but the people left behind are staring at an unsupported, unmanageable vacuum. When revenue falls, leaders reduce headcount and eliminate the development budget to protect the bottom line. On paper, it looks like a clean save, but zoom in, remaining staff are drowning in unfamiliar tasks without training, triggering sharp drops in engagement and output. By cutting development and piling on tasks to save a few dollars, management accidentally signals to their most capable people that they are entirely on their own. Those high performers react by quietly updating their resumes. When an overwhelmed survivor decides they have had enough, the real financial damage begins. The business now has to pay out recruitment fees, burn hours interviewing candidates, and endure the massive productivity gap while a new hire gets up to speed. This bar chart breaks down the true cost of that departure. Replacing just one employee costs an organization between 50 to 200% of their annual base salary. The money saved by cutting the training budget and laying off a few team members is entirely swallowed up the moment a critical survivor leaves. This is cost deferral, pushing an expense down the road where it gathers interest. Starving your remaining workforce of support does not protect the bottom line. It creates a massive, delayed financial liability that will inevitably come due. High-performing organizations understand this math. That is exactly why they choose to invest heavily in their people when resources are tightest. They know that every survivor sitting at a desk after a restructure is quietly asking themselves 3 questions. The first is, do they value what I bring? Then, as they look at the empty chairs around them, they ask, do I have a future here? And finally, as they stare at the mountain of new responsibilities, am I being set up to succeed or to fail? If leadership ignores those questions, the answers are assumed to be negative. Employees leave, and the churn continues. Proactive communication is a financial necessity to stop the bleeding. Answering those questions and supporting your staff does not require reinstating a massive training budget. You can implement peer knowledge sharing. Have your team members run structured sessions teaching each other the skills they already possess. You can start mentoring and coaching. Pairing a junior staff member with an experienced veteran requires zero budget. It only costs structured time. And instead of dumping tasks onto people, use stretch assignments. Involve the employee in choosing specific, challenging projects that actually align with their personal career goals. These 3 simple strategies build internal capability and foster a strong sense of connection across the team simultaneously. Claiming there is no money is an invalid excuse. Development is always possible, even in the middle of a downturn. True retention comes down to a side-by-side, human-to-human conversation between a manager and their direct report. Managers need to sit down and consult their staff before responsibilities are redistributed. They need to be fully transparent about the tight financial constraints, while proving they still care about the employee's growth. That requires building a simple, honest individual development plan with every single remaining person. Even if the goals are modest, the act of planning shows commitment. When a company restructures, the most expensive mistake is not the severance package. It is the top-tier talent that walks out the door simply because nobody bothered to ask them to stay. To secure your team, take these 3 steps this week. Have an honest conversation with your remaining staff. Review the low-cost development options available, and build a simple development plan with each direct report.